Hi, everybody. It's Honest John. One of the sacrifices that I make, the price that I pay for being a comic, is that every now and then I have to watch Fox News. Uh, it's hard. I don't watch it as much as I should because it's just painful to watch. Uh, but I was watching one day, and Sean Hannity was arguing with one of his guests, and he made this statement. He said that the United States was better off when George W. Bush left office than it was when when he began office. Now, on the face of it, it's a totally laughable statement. Uh, George W. Bush followed Bill Clinton, and during the Clinton years, we were at peace. Um, the unemployment rate was down. Wages and salaries were up. People had jobs. People had money. Um, we were actually paying off our national debt because we had surpluses. We all know where the country was when George W. Bush left office. So it would take, Hannity uh, demonstrated the intellect of an amoeba with that statement. Now, oddly enough, uh, Fox News viewers did not respond to it. They did not call in and say, wait a minute, this is a dumb statement. Uh, and you would think that maybe they would be indifferent to it, but Fox News viewers are not indifferent. They are rabid. So, how come they didn't pick up on this? Well, there was a study at Fairleigh Dickinson University, and the results were that people who watch Fox News regularly are less informed than people who watch no news at all. I won't deal with the chicken or the egg question here. Do people watch Fox News because they're dumb, or does Fox target dumb people? I suspect the answer to that is a little bit of both. But you have to consider this. If you watch Fox News, you start off not knowing anything, and then Fox deliberately gives you wrong information, so you wind up less informed than you were when the day started. Typical example of the things Fox does. At one point, they were trying to show that the demonstrators in Wisconsin were violent, so they had a video of a crowd, and they showed a couple of guys getting in a fight. Um, in the background were palm trees. Now, I know Americans are bad at geography, but I think most of them know that you're not going to find palm trees in Wisconsin. Another thing that they love to do is when a Republican has a scandal, then when they put his picture up on the screen, instead of having R and the state that he's from, they'll have D and the state that he's from, and the border will be in blue, indicating that the guy having the scandal is a Democrat. So if you watch Fox News, you think that all the big scandals have been Democrats. You think that Larry Craig, David Vitter, John Ensign, that they're all Democrats. Got news for you guys, they're Republicans. But there's more to it than that. And here's where I admit I'm going into speculation. But it's based on what I have observed about Fox News. Let me preface it by mentioning a study that was done by Playboy magazine. Playboy once did a study uh, to find out what type of people subscribed to their magazine. Now, Playboy's image is, that of its owner, urbane, sophisticated, all that. Uh, but what they found in the study is that people who subscribed to Playboy were unsophisticated, lonely, and childish. Now let's take a look at Fox's program. For a long time, they had Glenn Beck on the air. Now, I've been out of the psych field for years now, but before that, I worked in mental hospitals. I have a master's degree in psychology, and that doesn't qualify me to make a diagnosis, I admit that. But for years, I worked in psych hospitals interacting with patients every day. So, from what I have seen, I would say that Glenn Beck is quite simply an unmedicated schizophrenic. Matter of fact, it's really interesting to compare interviews that they've done with Charlie Manson to segments of Glenn Beck's show. There's not much difference. They both have the same paranoia and grandiosity. So obviously, by having him on, Fox was making a play for the mentally ill audience. And, Fox does spend a lot of time indulging in paranoid fantasies, death panels, FEMA internment camps, stuff like that. Now, only a small percentage of crazy people have tendencies toward violence. Just as I suspect a small amount of viewers of CNN and MSNBC have these same tendencies. By the way, just to throw in a little information here off the track, but if you watched MSNBC or CNN regularly, you were only slightly more better informed than if you watched Fox. The best informed people watch The Daily Show and National Public Television. So, as I said, most mentally ill people are not about to get violent, but the fact is there are a small percent of mentally ill people that do have that tendency or could be pushed toward that tendency. And if you're going to cater to that audience, which Fox does, you have to be very careful with your language. Fox is not. They're reckless. Fox newscasters spend a lot of time walking the line, hinting that somebody should be killed or that violence should be directed at people that they don't like. George Tiller is dead, and I'm going to tell you something. Bill O'Reilly is responsible, and he should be held responsible. The fact that he is on the air at all is a disgrace. One of Fox's regular contributors is Michael Vanderbilt, a conservative blogger who encouraged people to go out and break the windows of Democratic headquarters. So obviously, Fox has no problem with inciting people to violence. And I think the FCC should take a close look at Fox and its commentators. The English Parliament has decided that Rupert Murdoch's character makes him unfit to own a broadcast license there. And the English are pretty smart. Maybe we should follow their lead. Thanks for listening.